What comes into your mind when I say, I had sex last night? Do you know what I did? Who I did it with? Seems simple, but in 1998, when Bill Clinton famously said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, it became very obvious that we as a nation do not have a consistent understanding of what sex is. Since then, there's been so much research done about what constitutes as sex. But I'm interested in what the research leaves out. First, most of the work done is very heteronormative. That means they've only really been asking straight people what they think sex is. Second, what counts as sex is complicated by our cultural notions of violence, with the Me Too movement causing many people to ask, what are the boundaries between sex and sexual assault? Or are there any? I'm interested in how we create the reality of sex, sexuality, and sexual assault through communication, and how that communication might differ from our embodied realities. Ultimately, my goal is to help make change in this area to lessen harm done to bodies. So how am I gonna do that? Well, since I'm a communicator, I've brought along some favorite symbols to help me explain. Words. First, I start by combining three frameworks together. I begin with the difference between definitional, or rhetoric, or how we think of definitions, and constitutive rhetoric, how we understand shared meaning. Rhetorical methodologies help us think about how symbols produce meaning and influence people. But this isn't enough. These concepts involve very real emotions. So we have to then turn to the affect literature, or how our feelings and emotions impact these meanings and definitions. Finally, performative embodiment brings these two together. So it's how meaning and definitions and the emotions involved are performed, normalized, produced, and evolve through everyday interactions and experiences. This foundation could create a lot of different types of research. I've produced 4 specific projects that all connect. I start with dominant discourses in the media, and then I problematize those by interviewing LGBTQ individuals and asking them what they think sex is. In many of those interviews, the people talked about consent. So then I talk about consent, what that is, and who has access to that. And finally, I discuss my own experiences between sex, sexual assault, and the gray areas in there. These pieces together create a dissertation on sex, sexuality, and sexual assault. My intention is not that we're all thinking the same thing when I say I had sex last night. Rather, to be very aware that we all know we aren't.